Hey there, guys. We just had the Autumn Celebration live stream on the official Brave Exvius channel. It was a live stream with Hiroki, Tony, and Alex, and they went over the upcoming event stuff and some other information. In this video, I'm going to be just briefly recapping some of the major points that were revealed in the live stream. And if you want more details, you can either watch the full live stream on the official channel, or on Tuesday, I should have a news video where I'm going to spend more time going into all the details with all the news in game. So this is just stuff from the live stream. So during the live stream, one of the big announcements was the Nier Automata collaboration. We knew this was coming. The units are going to be 2B and A2. I'm sure no one's surprised at that, but that's what they're going to be. So let's briefly go over some of the stuff they previewed. So this is 2B. She's going to be a Brave Shift unit. She specializes in light elemental damage. She can also do lightning stuff. So it seems like she'll be an imbuable unit based on that. She does have a Brave Shift. I think I mentioned that. And she does have a tag chain on her LB with Katana in peril. And it's morale, so she is a morale scaling unit, which is awesome. She should be good in Clash of Wills. That's the plan, at least. We'll have more information about her when we get the better in-game news on Tuesday, and then of course for the total information, we're gonna have to wait till Thursday. But I will mention she is a premium unit, so that's gonna be more expensive, less shards, etc. You guys know how premiums go. We'll have the full details of how her pricing goes. We won't have that until Tuesday, actually, when we get her. Thursday, when we get her in game. But here is some brief overview of the unit. We've got some previewed abilities here. So she gets auto LB, auto morale, etc. from the featured EX skill. And then she has light imbue, light in peril. She boosts light damage. The usual stuff. She's a light damage dealer, but she can do other stuff as well. And then here's this little passive. She gets bonus stuff if A2 is in the party, and this requires EX2 or above. So keep that in mind. You probably want to get EX2 on these guys or these girls, but we don't really know for sure until Thursday. That's kind of the thing with a preview. They also showed us this. This is kind of interesting. When you get these units to EX1, you're going to get a token that you can exchange for this materia, Chains of Protection. It gives 40 to all stats, 20 to all resist, status immunity, and chain cap up by 50%. That's only 0.5 of the usual chain cap we're used to, so that's a little awkward and hard to fit in. Honestly, I feel like this is better looked at as just like a resistance ribbon with some stats on it and not really something you wear for the chain cap up, because 0.5 is kind of awkward. But it's free if you get her to EX1, so whatever. Not the greatest, but it's free. Here's her STMR and TMR. The STMR is a two-handed katana. It gives her some flat stats and double hand. And then for everyone using it, it's 30 evade and 5 LB per turn. This is probably going to end up being weaker than the Dark Visions katana, but if you're not using the Dark Visions katana on her, it is pretty good. And then the TMR gives some stats, who cares, but most importantly, it gives Equip Katana. That's really cool. So Equip Katana usually either comes from Jiraiya's TMR in the accessory slot, and it's terrible, or the old event limited twin sword user. This is also limited, so it doesn't really fix that problem, but it is a new source of Equip Katana. So I'm really glad to see that. And then here's the vision card. Now A2 and 2B are both premium, and they share the vision card. The vision card is ATK 150, and then some passive stats, and then 500 for Nier units only. So this card is obviously extremely strong for Nier units. It's only going to be full power on a Nier unit. This is not going to be that great on other units unless you just don't have many vision cards, but because the flat stats only work for Nier, it's not going to be super good on like veteran players that have a lot of vision cards, like the other flat stat cards are better on those units. But this is really, really strong for near units themselves. It is EX3 only, though, because it's a premium card. And here's A2. Now, she is a super limit burst unit. She does not have a Brave shift. So that's a little concerning. SLB is an automatic red flag. Like, is this unit going to be handicapped by that? It's not a guarantee. SLB units can work. We've got SLB Olive. She works great, not a problem. Other units like, SLB Cyan are pretty terrible. So it really just depends on the unit. Thankfully, for the most part, Global usually makes good units. So her being SLB might be fine. We'll have to see that on Thursday for that one. But she's SLB. And again, she seems to be light element as her focus. It doesn't sound like she's locked to light element, just like she's, specialized in it. So you can probably imbue her to other stuff. We'll have to see that on Thursday. And then she has Berserk on her SLB. It adds attack power, and then it boosts damage of other abilities. Now this one's an Extreme Nova. It is not a tag chain. Did I mention that 2B was actually a tag chain? I don't know if I did or didn't, but we're just going to jump back to it real quick because I'm super happy about 2B being a tag chainer. I love tag chains a lot. But yeah, A2 is not. That's fine, whatever. It is still Extreme Nova, so at least it's a good chain family. Here's the featured abilities. Not much special here. You're just showing that she does have a cooldown, kind of like Carton, like a Frenzy. It adds Berserk, and we know from this boosts damage, probably boosts damage for this Berserk skill, and this is probably going to be her main damage, not the SOB, but maybe the SOB is really good too. I don't know. We'll have to see soon. And here you go. She also gets a passive when 2B is in the party. And this is also at EX2 or above. So this banner is looking like it might be pretty expensive. If you want to get both units at max potential, you're going to want at a minimum both of them at EX2. That'll cross-activate each other's passive abilities if they're both on the team and both EX2 or above. She is an SLB unit, so EX3 is usually less awkward because of timing, but all of that will have to be wait until Thursday for us to get the entire information on that. And then she gets another thing at EX1. It's different than the old one. This one is 40 to all stats, 25 to all killers, and 50 to chain cap. So again, not super great. The 50 to chain cap makes it very awkward. Now you could mix and match both of them, like you wear both of them. 50 and 50 makes a full chain cap up, but then you're using 2 material slots. I don't know. I feel like these items they're fine for a side bonus to get EX1, but they're not really like game changers. But it's basically free if you're pulling the unit. Here's the STMR and TMR of A2. So the STMR is just a better version of Irving's STMR. Irving's also has 100 Beast and Machine Killer. This one does as well. This one does have more double hand and percent attack on it, so it's a really good STMR. I've mentioned this already in Discord and etc. in other videos, but I kind of wish that it had different killer combinations, not just a copy of Irving's. But whatever, it's still a really good STMR. It's just unfortunate they decided to copy Irving's exact killers. But whatever. And then the TMR is 500 ATK to near units only. So this is going to be obviously best in slot for A2, also best in slot for 2B. So it's kind of a little bit... This banner's looking really expensive. So you got to pull 2 copies of A2 if you want to fully power up both your units. This is going to be an expensive week. But the units seem like they'll probably be strong. That's going to be hopefully really good. Here is the only previewed banner we have. So it's a special step up, only doable one time. You're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus the unit. You're going to get 7 guaranteed Neos, and one of them is guaranteed to be either 2B or A2. So that's a pretty good deal. So it's 36,000 for the full step up. You get 6 guaranteed Neos, probably off banners, but they might not be, and then a guaranteed one of the near units. Plus, you can get more along the way, depending on your luck. So this is really good. That said, they're both premium. They didn't preview any other banner news, so we'll have to see on Tuesday for the rest of the banner details. or maybe Thursday to get the entire picture. But at the very least, getting one copy of a Nier unit is relatively cheap. 36K for a guaranteed random Nier unit, one of the two. I'll definitely be doing the step up, and then hopefully we get more information on Tuesday about the rest of the banners, because if you want both units to, a high EX level, we're going to need more than this. This is a one lap only banner. We also got news for, at this point no one cares anymore. We got Gabranth, Neovision's skill upgrades. This is basically his JP upgrades. They're fine. They make Gabranth better at what he does. That said, it's Gabranth, and who's still using Gabranth over like Runda? But okay, they're giving us his JP upgrades, really late, but they're here, so yay. We're also getting, this is kind of a funny one, we're getting intrinsic abilities for Chao. This is kind of like out of left field. Like, what? Why does Chao getting intrinsics? I mean, not that I'm upset about it, because I use Chao. Chao's very strong. This makes him better. It's just like a strange choice to me. Like, there's so many other global units that need intrinsics way more than Chao does. Like, Maeve is a terrible tank, in my opinion. She doesn't have the utility to make her, useful. She has low mitigations. Maeve needed an intrinsic way more than Chao needed one. Also, someone like Wilk, our recent premium global exclusive. Wilk is terrible. His damage is absolutely abysmal in comparison to the top of the units we're currently using. It's, okay for being him, but Wilk's damage is very, very low when you compare it to the ones we are using, like in Clash of Wills, Olive, Sky. I'm sure the new Nier units are going to be really good damage as well. All of these units, even Golbez, completely decimates Wilk's damage. Wilk's damage is very, very low. He's not getting an intrinsic. I don't get the choice of Chao, and I'm kind of going on a tangent here, because I like Chao. I'm glad Chao's getting better. It's just he didn't need it over so many global units that did need it. Let's not even get into the bad unit, the actual bad units, like Shui Yu, or Venera, or Eldrin, or all these other units that are just straight up dumpster tier, and they're getting nothing. We're buffing Chao, one of the best units on global. We're choosing him to buff. It's such a strange choice. I don't understand it, but, Chao's good. Now he's better. Okay, whatever. He's getting 1,000 spirit and some stats and some killers. Now, that being said, ignore the killers. His damage is terrible. That is not going to fix his damage. He's just getting to beat a bulkier tank with 1,000 flat stats and some bunch of passives. It's a strange choice. Whatever. It's here. Please fix the other bad units, though. Stop neglecting it. Tiana is another one that is terrible and needs fixes. I'm trying to think in my head all the really, really, really bad units that we pulled for. I think that's most of them. The global units. Yeah. Anyway, let's keep going. So the raid event is the Engels guy, that big robot-looking dude. I don't know. The big robot. He's coming back yet again. They are updating the event for Neovision's era. And all the old gear is being upgraded, so you're getting a plus version of Emil's Head, Virtuous Contract, Executioner. They did post or talk about a correction in the stream. So this Virtuous Contract, it is two-handed. They forgot to put that on the banner itself or on the image. It is a two-handed item, so keep that in mind. That is not a one-hander after you upgrade it, which is good because, we're in the two-handed meta. And here's the Clash of Wills boss. We'll talk more about this on Tuesday, but it's Arak 2. It's a machine human. It's like a little Drider girl spider mech thingamajig. Yeah, that's the Clash of Wills boss. Don't really have much more information than that. We'll have more information on that on Tuesday, and we will talk about it in the news video. And then the last thing is the developer selection character poll. Basically, we're going to get another vote, and the winner of the vote is going to be introduced with a new design. So this is not a Neovision's Awakening. So don't vote for someone just because you want them to be a Neovision's Awakening. This will be a brand new unit. a completely new unit. So kind of like Tsukiko got a brand new unit. It is not the old version. So, but anyway, it's going to be a list of a bunch of globals. Here's a preview. There's going to be more, so you just vote for your favorite, and they will get a new awakening. Also, the last thing was the stream. I didn't bring out pictures of it. There were 3 questions asked and three answers. One of the questions was, can we get more Esper ore? They said we'll probably add more Esper ore to events, whatever. The other question was, can you please update the fragment select ticket choices? They said probably, or maybe, or something. It was like a non-answer, whatever. Again, it's kind of a. I feel like they just wasted 2 questions that were just pointless to even ask and answer. Anyway, the third question, well, at least in my opinion, obviously someone asked these questions, and they probably really do care about those questions. I just didn't really think they were great questions. Anyway, the third question, in my opinion at least, was a more serious question. It mentioned that we have way less dark matter on global as opposed to the JP version, and they said we're aware of this. They gave the usual party line of, global's a different game, blah, blah, blah. But they are going to be fixing it. They're going to be adjusting dark matter rewards and making global get more because they realize that we have less. And yeah, that was the recap of the stream. I wanted to keep this under 10 minutes. Looking at my timer, I have failed horribly. We are way over 10 minutes. But we're going to be talking more about this on Tuesday in the news video. See you then.